Garib, Kisan, middle class, women and older people. There is something in this budget for all of them, and he's rightly really put it, like we've been underlining from morning, that this is a budget which has come, the last full budget which has come before the elections, and there is really something for everybody in this. Okay, let's move on to the next one, the big theme that he's spoken about. Two other themes emerging, one about women. There is a new scheme that has been launched, we'll decode that, and also on pensioners, which is a huge, huge relief. I'm so happy, everything we discussed in expectations right in the morning before budget has actually now come out. But let's talk about this Mahila Samman Savings Certificate a bit in detail, because there's a lot of confusion about that. Currently, the certificate that has been launched, it has 7.5% interest, 2 years tenure, 2 lakh. Now, this means that you can invest up to 2 lakh rupees
in this account.
In this account in the course of 2 years.
Correct.
And the interest that you gain out of that is 7.5.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so that means about 4 lakh rupees in 2 years. If
No, this is the total limit.
This is the total limit. Okay.
Across 2 years.
Okay,
Yes.
right. So total limit of 2 lakh rupees across 2 years, the return that you get is now 7.5. Compared to FD, it would be?
Slightly higher. I mean, some banks are offering 7%. The safer banks, slightly smaller banks are also offering 7.5%. But this scheme is safer than smaller banks. But SBI, HDFC offer 7% interest. So yeah, 0.5% of benefit.
0.5% from, say, your FD
from the
figures.
safest of banks.
Yeah, considering how the, how the inflationary environment is, how the returns are going, so this at least locks it at 7.5.
Yes.
Definitely does that,
Yes.
right? Now, the second one is on the senior citizen savings scheme as well. Now, this is slightly tricky. Now, the deposit has been increased from 15 lakhs to 30, but give me details on the tenure and the interest on this one.
So the tenure as such is 5 years. But once the 5 years expire, you can file a form again and increase it to 3 years. That's optional. How do you deposit? You can deposit once every year. The amount is flexible. Minimum is 1,000, and you can use the entire quota in 1 year itself, or you can split it across 5 years. So you can invest now with this change all 30 lakhs at one go, or you can split it the way you want. Minimum is 1,000. The problem here is the interest rates that these senior citizens will get is actually 7.4%.
Okay.
And on FDs, usually banks offer from 0.25% to 5% extra returns to senior citizens. So we mentioned how the safest of banks are offering actually 7% interest. So for women it's great because they don't get extra returns. But for senior citizens, even SBI and HDFC would offer somewhere close to 7.2 or 7.3, 7.4. This is similar to that. So
Okay.
the increase...
So not really a gain, frankly,
Right.
over there, if you
Right.
were taking a couple of other schemes also into account.
Absolutely.
That's an interesting bit. Let's go to the same point related to this is that maximum deposit for monthly income account scheme is also enhanced. Tell us, talk us through this, please.
Again, the limit is being enhanced, but the problem here is the interest on this is actually 6.7, whereas most FDs or recurring deposits are also giving anywhere between 6.5 to 7.2. So it's again similar or inferior to some of the safer schemes. The point here is because it's done mostly through post offices, it gives that extra reach and people who are underbanked or non-banked to be actually able to benefit from
So this is primarily for rural India then?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right? All right. But let's come to this one. And this is a huge one, right? The limit of 3 lakh for tax exemption on leave encashment on retirement of non-government salaried employees now increased to 25. So far you were getting a rebate,
Exemption.
complete exemption, beg your pardon, of 3 lakh of non-government salaried employees, and now it's gone up to 25. This is going to make
Now
a
this
lot
is
of...
what you call change. This
Yeah.
is big
Yeah.
because if we go by the new tax regime, 15 lakh and above, there's 30% of tax. If I only consider between 15 lakhs to 25 lakhs, those 10 lakh rupees, you're saving 30% on that. So 3 lakh rupees on those incremental 10 lakhs, you're clearly saving. And that's just from 15 to 25. If we do the calculation between 3 to 15, there will be additional savings. So I am expecting anywhere close to 5 lakhs of additional savings in terms of tax outflow.
All right, so the middle class, that's what we started by saying, the middle class ended up gaining a lot. Women have got a slight edge, 0.5 we discussed, compared to the FDs that are there currently. And the senior citizens, though on the schemes it doesn't seem like much, it's almost at par or perhaps in certain cases lower than what they're getting in safe government banks. But the exemption that they've got, that itself is a huge, huge one. And senior citizens are going to get very happy on that front.